Alright, currently we're working with the most simple, in my opinion, circuit you can possibly have. We've got power supply to power distribution, which has a positive and a negative. It's just something you hook the positive and negative of the power supply to, and then it can go to 10 different things. 10 different positive and negative connections. So we got our positive connection, which goes into my right side of the coil on the black wire right here, this one. It goes around to the reed switch out this end, the negative end, to the reed switch. We gotta turn the volume down on the television. Because it has a nasty echo.
Yeah, it does.
What's the voltage we got on there, if any?
$160.
So we're getting 160 DC volts at a very high frequency with it's 100. It's 10.9 and 1.3 amps in and out of the wall at 60 hertz. So this contraption right here, this is a transformer, and it changes it to 84 DC volts. Now, I don't know if the amps go through that thing or not, but I do know that when it speeds up, the amps go down. So I'm thinking that it's all hooked together. We got our generator coil, 22,000 turns of 32 gauge wire, single strand. It's got an iron core. That's awesome. That's really good. Yeah, the reason it's going so fast though is because of the transformer by far. It's having the extra voltage with the 32 gauge wire in that little coil over there. It does way better performance than not having the voltage and say having amps instead of voltage. I mean, it uses amps too, but it's not a tremendous amount of ampage. It's a small amount of amps. That's awesome though. I want to get a tachometer reading. Maybe we get 800. 882.
Nice.
So that's awesome. I think the only way right now we can get more speed is by turning up the transformer. It can go up to 345 volts. Oh, that sounded bad.
162, 161. Yeah, there's a nice breeze coming out of that.
Heck yeah, having those arms stick out is probably causing it to go a little bit slower, but I don't care. It looks cool, and it hasn't fallen apart yet, and it moves pretty wicked fast. But I could create a thing to go around it just to make sure those magnets don't come flying out.
$157. $150.
Okay, that's not good. That sounds good.
149.
So that'll pick it up.
Yeah.
And really all we have here is the one drive coil with the single strand, and then one generator coil with a single strand. And this one does not have a core. That's an error. But we do have little pieces of hanger that we can stuff in there and make a core for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I need to make another one similar, almost exactly the same as that one. But I'm actually going to make a bobbin. Interesting. My coils. Dude. We're going to make one with three, the same amount of turns. But it's going to be a little bit longer. And it's going to fit in the middle of a bigger bobbin. And then we'll be able to fit a core in as well. So it'll be super duper califragilistic expialidocious.
All right, we're up to 162.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Probably if we took the generator coil away, since there's such a huge magnetic force pulling on the rotor, this would be going, at least 1500. But it's pushing extra hard because that's only like 1.5 centimeters away from the rotor. And it's like that much iron.
It's 151, 150.
Oh, it's slowing down.
Yeah, 148.
Which way is it going?
147, 146. There we go, 149.
It's probably just a little bit closer. Yeah, and that's my my curse kind of. Like, get it in the right spot the first time. But then I always think I gotta make it better. I always gotta change it, and then from there it just gets worse. Because you had it in the right spot. It was there already. So I think that'll be good.
Yeah, you can go ahead and just explain what you think of the setup, why you think it's working out. the way it is?
I think it's working out rather well. I mean, it's not going very fast. But I think that's because of how close the generator coil is with its core. And then this core right here, I'm proud of this one. There's some iron filings packed like 98% tight in this tube, then stuffed in the center of that coil. So it'll generate and drive, does both.
So what's your motto around these parts?
My motto? Less is more.
Less is more.
Yeah, I would say less is more. I mean, look at the size of the drive coil and look at how fast it's moving. I mean, it's great. Gotta put a little bit more voltage through it, but it's awesome.
Yeah, they're comparing the two sizes of the coils. Less is more. So talk about how far you've come.
I've started out using pre-cut discs that had a 1/4 inch hole. So that's where the 1/4 inch, all the 1/4 inch stuff comes from, was the 1/4 inch hole in the discs that are that I used. And I would buy like 3-inch, 5-inch, 6-inch, 8-inch, 10-inch, and I would experiment with those. But where I really started, here we go. I all those sizes, I made these with those sizes. So you got your 1/4 inch hole, and then you got your magnets. And they would pretty much just levitate on each other. I would put a pole in there. It was a great way for centering, say, the toroid magnets on, say, the rotor. Get them all lined up down the middle. You just put the pole through the hole, and well, bam, you got good center.
You want to explain those toroid magnets real quick?
All right, we got the one on the bottom is attracting the two on the top. And then the one in the middle is repelling both, and it has to be glued down. But so you have a magnetic bearing and a magnetic clamp working at the same time, which puts a lot of, it's awesome, because the repulsion is that much stronger because the two magnets on top are attracted to the one on the bottom. Without two, I don't think you get the same effect.
Right. I agree, and we have that set up on a lot of our rotors.
Because it's not strong enough to connect with the one on the bottom. But if you put the two together, then that field is that much larger and can reach the one on the bottom and get that attraction. I just recently hooked up a new shaft. This one doesn't go all the way down, but it's way more solid than the 3-foot shaft I was using before.
Yeah, it's very sturdy. We're at 161, 162.
Perfect. All right, so yeah, I want to discuss that coil that I'm going to make a little bit more. We got two options of bobbins to use. We got the shorter one. They got to have an 1-inch diameter hole. And then I was going to make a smaller bobbin that would fit in this hole. And you see how it's longer? I bet you I could fit 333 turns of 32 gauge in that hole.
I think you're right.
And then I would wrap this with the 26, 3,333 turns of 26. And the hole in the center of the bobbin with the 32 would definitely be able to fit in there. So the core. So you're not going to have very much room to wind your 32. But yeah, it would fit right in there with the, and then that would be your transformer coil. Because you'd have your winding of 26 gauge on the outside, and like a Tesla coil, you have the fat wire wrapped around the outside, and then it would you force it through the little wire in the middle, and you get a much more profound effect. And that's the objective with this coil structure that I'm talking about. And then you can hook it up to a reed switch even. Like I have this hooked up to a reed switch. And I believe it would perform rather well. So yeah. But you know, an inch to an inch point one, inch point two for the center hole, so you have enough room to wind your 32 gauge coil. Oh my god. I didn't realize. Whew. I don't even know what it is. Alright. Alright, where's the, there it is. I'm gonna get a reading real quick. Then I'm probably gonna change my shirt.
Nice.
Heck yeah, so right around 900 with the load on there, the magnetic load. So I'm thinking it would be around 1400 without that coil right there. So what I was thinking, when the other two transformers are here, I have different stages of transformerness that I can just swap out. I don't have to adjust. The screw on this thing is a little devil to adjust the voltage on it. Alright, so, but I think I'm gonna do that real quick.
And this is
Awesome. Heck yeah. Alright, so voltage. I'm gonna turn this off. I think I should run a test on it before.
what are you gonna test?
The voltage
Okay.
coming out of the transformer. Yes. Holy cow. Woo! Alright, that's a first for me. But all that voltage that was going through that coil, I felt that on my thumbs. Awesome. That was awesome. Me, I enjoyed it a little bit. I mean, I mean, I do. It wakes me up. But the only reason that it happened is because the lead coverings are worn on the edges there. So it's like pure connect right there. It's pure conductive connectivity, and it's not safe. So I'm just gonna wait till it stops. There, that was awesome though. All right, so it's probably because I grabbed them both at the same time too. Wow, man. I didn't even, when I first started doing it, everything was going so slow and generating so little that I didn't even think it was real. That's real, ladies and gentlemen. That is real. Nothing fake about that. Okay, so we're gonna turn it on. Going up to 10 to turn it on. And we got 85. Okay, so now we're gonna turn it off. And I'm gonna turn screwdriver.
Screwdriver.
Screwdriver. All right. So I'm going to turn it a certain way, and then we're going to test it again. So that's a full turn to the right. $94. We'll use 94. That's 10 volts more.
So from 85 to 94?
Yeah.
All right.
And we turn it to the right to make it go up. So that's good to know.
We're pumping up the voltage, Julius.
Let's go. All right. Right on, man. I feel that. I was just testing, making sure I was going the right direction with you got to go to the right. So it won't take this long the next time we go up. All right. Here we go. All right, give it a little nudge. So it's a reed switch, one drive coil. Currently there are 94 volts going through. We got the generator coil, 22,000 turns in the generator coil. So lots of copper there. 32 gauge wire.
Whoa.
So this is 10 more volts than we were just previously testing. Yeah, I love it. All right, so what I don't have is the multimeter hooked up to so I can even do that, I think. That sounds healthy.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
Get a downward look. Drop a like and a subscribe if you want to see more content like this.
Yeah, hell yeah. Here we go. What are we generating? 63. 163, my bad.
Oh, wow. Yep, this is the best of the day.
Yeah, that
Wow.
extra 10 volts.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Julius. Yeah, we're gonna it goes up to 345 volts.
170. 171.
Oh, I think we just broke the magnetic flux.
Yeah, something
We're
did
beyond
that.
the flux now, so it's not.
Nope. Oh, yeah, I see it. And that's the result there. Okay.
What happened? Oh, it must be that the coil's not plugged in right. All right, so we're gonna up the voltage again, and it should be very much easier this time. But I'm gonna make sure everything's connected right because, yeah, that's really weak on the. Yeah, see there it goes. Now it's on. Something's not right here.
You can like hear it kick into gear.
Yeah, the negative lead had been coming off of the. All right, so turn it to the right.
More power. Here it comes.
There's a call for more power. I really want to test that, but we'll just go for it.
You can test it.
All right, you think so?
Yeah. We'll get the. I'll bring it over to see the multimeter.
You know what? I'm just gonna hook this one up over there.
Oh, perfect.
And I like doing things a certain way when it comes to testing wires and clips are more my style. All right, let's turn around real quick. More power, here we go. Oh,
We were at 94.
$108.
108. That's a nice one. Nice jump.
All right. I have a pretty solid feeling. I think that the reed switch might get hot though. I'm glad I have one left.
Then we'll have to time it. Can't let it run.
108. Here we go. Give her a little tap. Either way, should be fine. Go the other way. I was wrong. Usually it like rebounds that. All right, this is 108. Volts in, 1.5 amps in, 0.6.
86, 87, 88, 89.
Again, very simple circuit. We got a power supply to power distribution to positive side of the coil, negative side of the coil to positive side of the reed switch, negative side of the reed switch to the negative terminal on the power.
112, 114.
And here we go. You can hear it.
Drop a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Let's keep a look at the 136. This got up to about 172 the last time.
Yeah, that was awesome.
With 94 volts, and we just pumped it up to 108. The transformer. 155. 160. 165. 170. 73. 74. 75. Oh my goodness, man.
Oh yeah, 970.
Right on, folks. 180. Wow, good job, man. 182. 83. This is DC volts out.
Oh hell yeah, we broke a K. Nice.
About 1,000.
Right around when we get 900, 1,000, the shaft starts shaking. It doesn't matter like what shaft I have in there.
185, 186. 186.
I want to back it out just a little tiny bit. I don't know.
187. Yeah. 10, 20.
That's super.
186, 187 output at this setup.
Yeah, so this coil at 108 in is turning out about 200.
Sorry, folks, this is the end.
Well, that's not really. Once it gets to here,
Oh, then it's amplified.
yeah, then it's amplified and changed.
Got it. $182, 181, 180.
We should see when it turns around, because is it not turning around?
165, 164, 63, 62, 61.
So I guess it has to have a little bit more amperage, and then we get that by pushing the reed switch closer to the rotor. I think that's awesome. So, what do we got on there now? Is it still going down?
157, 156.
Yeah.
Looking for the sweet spot. I think we're going to get a max of 186, 187 out of this setup.
I think you're right.
And we're climbing again.
I think about 157, 160 with where the reed switch is at now.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's the intuition.
Because, yeah, it's, but just with the amps the way they were now, it's not going to get much higher than that, I don't think. Maybe.
164, 65.
Aha, there it goes. Maybe it just kicked into overdrive.
$66. Yeah, you're right. 167. So close.
Yeah. Man, but that one night, I mean, I'm serious. When we take that coil out, we'll see some super duper fast. Who wants to see super duper fast? Me. But I mean, it's going pretty fast. $930.
RPM. 169. 170. DC out.
$942. Something just happened. $943. So I don't know. That might be max for where the reed switch is now, which is we're going to do it by amps. We got 1.1 amps going in, and if I moved it up to say here, we'd have like 2.3 amps going in. You don't need all those amps. You really don't. Doesn't help with the speed much. But,
174.
now I think we're starting to saturate the coil. It's going to take a long time to get it like perma-saturated. This one's been. This little one, it's working really good. I'm talking about the generator coil over here. Those should start to go up slowly. The voltage.
174.
So put it on the 200 setting until it reaches 200, and then we'll change it.
178.
Now, another thing that I noticed about the transformer is we can turn this up. The amps will go down. hear that buzzing coming from the transformer. But wow, okay, I need to get a tachometer reading real fast before stuff starts to blow up.
187, 189. It's definitely working now. 190. That's the highest reading of the day, folks. Drop a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this.
Awesome.
1042.
And for it not being totally encased and it being just a free wheelie like this, 1,000 is a good number.
Turn it down a little bit. You can watch it.
So there you go. 1010.
Maybe you didn't turn it down. I don't know.
What's the reading?
10, 186. A little bit. It went down a little bit. $189, $190. Wow. 190 DC volts out.
1030.
1030 RPMs. We got our transformer at 108 volts. There you can hear it.
Oh man, that is awesome. I know I have a lot of transistors over here in this area, but none of them are active right now. This is solely switching. Read switch, that's it. I like that. And it started out that way. It was simple.
If anybody has any questions about what's going on, drop them in the comments.
Yeah, man, this is now. See, if I had long enough ends, I would make a loop with the capacitor in it. But as you can see, this one is like that big, and it happened while I just right at the end when I was done wrapping it, it just decided to snap. So, but I'm glad it's like that long, at least, you know. But what I mean is, I would take a connection from here to a rectifier diode to a capacitor back to the front of the coil. So that way your capacitor is not directly in the drive line, and it's still probably going to function good or equally as good. I wonder, do I want to set up a transistor with a Hall effect just to see? I don't know if I can use a transformer with the Hall effect though, can I? I don't know. I'm not sure. But and the more I incorporate and try out, like this was just totally an experiment. The bobbin size and everything was just, I winged it. I'm like, it's going to be this big, and I'm going to put 3,333 turns, and it ended up being perfect size for these magnets. Like, perfect size. Perfect. and little bad boy moves, you know, really fast. And that's because it's so light. I tried the 9 magnet rotor with this coil, and it doesn't move as good. It takes a longer time to pick up. Doesn't move as well. Um, it's just because of the weight, I would imagine, and probably the degree of separation of the magnets. See, so like these are 90 degrees. And those ones are 40 degrees, the other rotor that I'm talking about. All right, well, don't know what I want to do right now. I was looking at this, but I don't know. This seems to be, oh yeah, I'm waiting for my signal generator. And I'm gonna put some sine waves through this thing. We're gonna see what happens. I'm trying to get it to levitate on this aluminum plate here. And I'm thinking I might have to renegotiate my design to get it to do that. So more like a thick cable of wire that wraps around like a toroid magnet instead of a big pancake like that. See, my bench power supply, I turned it on, I turned it all the way up on both current and voltage, and it only went up to 3 volts, but it went up to like 10.5 amps. I think we need to up the voltage going through this a little bit, but I don't know how to do that really. I'm thinking having a signal generator in there, which is going to help out a lot. But there was a magnetic field being generated just by this, and as you can see, it's not perfect by any means, but it'll, I believe it'll function the way it's supposed to. It's a bifilar. Like Tesla pancake coil, and I got a magnet to like float on it kind of, but it wasn't very high, and it's not a very big strength, but I think it was only because there was only 3 volts going through it. Lots of current, but only 3 volts. So I'll work on it. I want to make one that looks kind of like that one though. Just one of those. That's a double. They're linked together, but I just want to make one like that. Oh yeah, that's what we were going to do to start out. All right, we got 108 volts going in, right? Yeah, we got 108 volts going in from the transformer and the power supply. And we have virtually 200 volts from this coil. So, voila, we get our rectifier diode. And this is so that it doesn't come back. Just an extra situation. I don't think it'll come back on a bridge rectifier, but I don't know that for certain. All right, so this. Yeah, man, when I grabbed both of those leads at the same time, dude, I was like, oh yeah.
That's earlier in this live, folks. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then we're gonna hook it directly to there, and because I put that diode in there, there should be no backlash, preventing it from, shorting it. It shouldn't be connected directly. It should be all going in one direction. What else do I need? Oh yeah. So I gotta hook up the negative. I'm just gonna hook that. Top of that nipple right there. And this goes here. Back on its little contributor so we can keep track of that. All right, here we go. Is it safe? I don't know. But in theory, it should work, right?
Mm-hmm. It's got a.
What's going on?
It's got the red clip on it.
Oh. Dang. Good, Ivy. I knew something wasn't right. I heard that. No,
I don't know what you're doing.
I turned it all the way up. And the amps are already lower than they were before. So I'm going to think that it's not helping very much. Now watch. But I'm also thinking that we could probably run another motor with that amount of electricity. So I have more faith now that that coil will be able to run something small. But I want to check the amps real fast. So 11 milliamps. 12. That might not work. I don't know. We do have this coil. If that doesn't work, to hook up in its place. And it has 26 gauge and 28 gauge, which may work better for generating amps. But that'll probably end up going up a little bit. Maybe not. We'll see. I know that with the 12 magnet rotor we got up to 26 milliamps with this coil. There's only one way to find out. I'm gonna have to get a motor of some kind and plug it in. That's gotta be going super duper fast.
Just take a reading.
Yeah, one.
3. All right, don't let it run.
Thank you, bro. Well, I don't think I have any motors here. Do a light bulb. Want to do something a little bit harder. Light up and well, I wish I had, oh, this looks promising. No. Here we go. One of these older incandescent light bulbs. It's a 150 watt.
Ooh.
Can we get it to light up? It's not an LED, I believe it's an incandescent. This right here, this LED is a 15 watt LED. Okay, so it does 50, 100, and 150. It's a three-way light bulb. 120 volts. All right. Now we just gotta make sure these connects aren't touching. All right, and we'll leave it off to start. We'll build it up to about 120 and we'll turn it on. Something's not right with the amps. It's at 0.1 amps. Point 2, point 3, point 4. Why would we want to do something with it if it decides not to work? So this is without the transformer. Something's not working with the transformer.
Peter says, "What's up?"
What's up, Peter? Oh, it's not filtering through.
I see that. Let's see. Can you type something in again, my man? There we go.
Man.
For sure. I believe that.
There it goes. That'll work.
That sounds a lot better.
Oh, did it just burst?
Something happened.
No. Oh, I didn't hook the... Dude, my bad.
Ooh, interesting question.
Yeah, I think it does, but it's negligible. Um, if it goes any higher though, it's gonna move out of position with the coils, and I believe it will perform the way it is less well. um, but yeah, I mean it'll be less heavy for one, so it'll probably pick up faster, and then two, it is kind of like a clamp, so it won't have that effect on it either. Alright, now I'm generating a lot of amps and they're not dissipating. There they go. So we just lost something there, or maybe we gained something, I'm not sure, but it sounds different. Yeah, well, it starts at a high amp draw and then the amps taper off as the speed increases. when I have it hooked up right and nothing's broken. That's what happens. So yeah, absolutely. And it has, I mean, it has to do with the gauge of your wire. It has to do with how much wire you actually have, the length of it, and it has to do with, you know, basically those two things will determine how many amps you're going to draw on the coil. I'm pretty sure. Not 100% sure. But those two things make sense and have been a contributing factor in everything that I've found out. Oh yeah, the saturation of the coils is a huge part of why the amps taper off. But I mean, I had this hooked up yesterday, and my brother was here, and it just wouldn't stop increasing in speed, really. And the amps went all the way down to 0.4. They started at like 2.3. And then I left the reed switch mobile, so like I can time it properly whenever I want to. It's not fixed, so I don't have to worry about it. And I like how when you were doing the can thing and you can just hold that, I forget what you call it, the pre-wired connect for your battery that you plug the Hall effect into, or I forget what you call it though. Oh, that's right. We are doing an experiment here. I just seeing if I can get it to go faster. We're at 167 DC volts. We're gonna make this 120 volt, 150 watt light bulb blow up. You need some glasses, bro?
I do. Thanks.
Go, sir. All right. Just make sure we're on it, and I'll hit the button.
All right.
Oh, we went down to 80 volts. Okay, it's not gonna work.
Oh, it sucked it all.
Yeah, it's either broken, which is entirely possible, or it's not enough voltage at 100 and yeah. Okay. That would have been sweet though. It's a three-way light bulb. If we could have lit that up, that would have been nice. But here, 15 watts, easy. No flash. That is solid as a rock. Huge load on the rotor though. Now, yeah, I keep on saying if those ends were longer. Yeah. That the black white wire. Yeah, the thing that holds the yeah. How do you what are those called, man? How do you like? Yeah, seems like a really easy way to do the little Hall effects. So I backed it out a little bit, and the amps went down by a whole amp, but I'm pretty sure the power went down as well. Wire ribbons. Okay.
Oh yeah, we see a lot of that in computers. There's a bunch on the 3D printer.
So I put two and two together, and we're gonna have hopefully some rotors for sale in a little bit. I see. Yeah, I got two 3D printers, and yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, let's start selling those. Hopefully, it'll be just in time. Just in time. So you get to order it, you can design it, you can send me a CAD or a G code, and I will make it for you. Tin cans rock though, man. They don't cost anything. You probably had it in your house for a long time already. That's awesome though. That's what I'm saying. That is an ingenuity, an awesome way to do things when you're hard up. And even if you're not hard up, it'd be great presentation.
Yeah, I saw that video you sent him, that 12-year-old video. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to turn this up. It's only on 10 volts right now. Turn it all the way up to 24.9, 25. The amps go down. And it's all being pushed to a transformer too, so I don't know exactly what's what right now. But the power supply is 25 and just basically 1 amp.
Do a tach reading on that. It's over here.
I want to put some caps on this beast because I know that it will work better with cap on it. $200 volts.
All right, cut it back.
I thought it had to do with coil saturation.
Just because of parts inventory. Cut it back.
So that's awesome. We got 200 volts from one coil. That's what I used to get back in the day, working with that rotor over there. using a transformer that was pumping out like 200 volts,
And this one's at 108.
108. All right. So my man, I got an idea for a nice coil, pickup coil, and core all in one. So I got a 3D printer, right? So I'll 3D print a bobbin that'll fit in this hole and have a hole in itself that will fit a core and have 3,333 turns of 32 gauge in the middle. And then I gotta find an appropriate amount of 26 gauge to go around the outside. I want to do 3,000, the same amount, but I don't think it'll have the same effect. So I think I should do less of the 26 gauge on the outside here. So it'll function like a Tesla coil, basically. That's the idea. Because the Tesla coil is basically a huge transformer that, well, it's all the same stuff, but it's focused on non-connection than connection. So like catching a lightning bolt instead of having a wire hooked to whatever you're catching it with. Wireless transmission of electricity. There we go. I was struggling with that for a second. So this coil right here, I want to put some voltage through it and see if I can't lift it up, but it's too heavy, I think, and it's the wrong design. It needs to be more like a toroid shape, kind of like just a thick ball of wire that goes around like this. And we're going to work on lens. Yeah, thinner wire. I mean, a 32 gauge you probably melt instantaneously. But yeah, definitely need to use a thinner wire. I did get a magnetic field off of this beast. So let's do this real quick. Let me make sure it's on. I'm going to turn the current. Got a little bench supply down here. And it goes in a max of 3 volts and 10 amps. So it's only taking 3 volts. But, see, we got this? The needle is pointing, the red part of the needle is pointing to the middle. And when I flip it over, the white part is pointing towards the middle. Okay? So there is definitely a field occurring. I think that's pretty cool. Let's just.
Homie.
Yeah. 18 to 22 gauge should be fine. You don't want extra weight for the plastic cover. Right. It's so heavy. That's what my brother said. It's like it's too heavy to float, man. But this definitely got a magnetic field to it. These are magnets, and they are responding as such. It's stronger in the middle here. So yeah, I mean it's there, but it's weak. It's very weak. Oh, AC current? Gotcha. So yeah, man, maybe we could run this coil off of the pulse motor.
Ah.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. So we just disconnect the bridge rectifier. and plug it directly into the coil. I mean, it does work. I mean, but it works really crappy with the DC. I do feel something trying to happen there. As a bifilar coil with wireless transmission or whatever. There is a magnetic field, is what I'm getting at.
What's up, Mike?
What's up, Mike? Yeah, thank you, man. I've been dying to be able to do something other than light a light bulb. Seriously. So that would be rock on if it works. Oh yeah, it's which one? Reverse flyback voltage? Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about there's only, okay, the drive is just this one, and the ends are not long enough to connect. Well, maybe I could get one on there and then wrap it around. But this is the only thing connected to the power. This bad boy right here is connected to bridge rectifier.
What up, Paul's?
Pulse, hey. Oh my lord. Turn that. Sweet. Good lord. All right, yeah. We had to clean up our mess.
Bendini SG.
Yeah, but the diagram had batteries, yeah? Or does it not matter? Oh, if I do it from the pulse motor, it'll work better, you think, than the 60 hertz from the wall? I hope so, man. That would be awesome. And I got a signal generator that's on its way here right now. Ah, I think I have been setting that up all along, Mike, when I can. You mean like a boost? So it's like a little boost. Actually, in the flyback loop, I hook up a diode, take it from the end to the start, and then I run it through a capacitor as well. And it works. It works rather well, actually. Yes. Okay, so we are talking about the same thing. That's great. I thought it was called the flyback loop, but people were looking at me and they didn't understand what I was talking about. And I was like, the flyback thing, where you take the leftover beyond saturation and filter it back into the system. Yeah, so we're gonna try that. We're definitely gonna do that. Oh, yeah, man. If it's gonna be meticulous, I'm gonna get it as close as possible. um, Now I saw your rotor only had 180 degrees. So is that important?
All right, we'll look at it.
Does that happen automatically, Mike? For the most part? Like if I hooked up the loop, will it happen automatically? A little bit of movie magic. You can take the flat back from your bikini and use the diodes into your wall plug and ha ha, yeah, no. Yeah, I do. I mean, I have two basic components that I'm gonna need. Is there any specification for the coil? I mean, I don't have probably the right coil. I have two of these 12-volt batteries. We're gonna run it at 12 volts. I mean, I have 9-volt batteries, but you know, we got 12-volt batteries.
Okay. Yeah, so it's not easy.
Yeah. Usually when the circuit is closed is when everything's happening. So if you get stuff to happen when the circuit's open, that means you're utilizing energy that would otherwise be not utilized. So I understand how that would be super duper upgrade for what's going on right now.
So the Bandini SG helped further Mike's understanding, but it didn't come when he built it, it came after.
Uh, it could be in the works. I don't know. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it to the T, and it's gonna be the coil's gonna be as was. In both positions. So here and here, the coils will be as they were. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I'm gonna do it. And then the rotor is gonna be with just two magnets on it instead of four. But yeah, I've been meaning to do it for a while. But I need like a diagram or and not sorry, I don't I'm not a seasoned electrician. And reading the diagrams is extremely difficult for me. From what I gathered from the circuit, one battery would charge the dissipation from the other battery would charge the dissipation from the other battery because there's a spike there, a back EMF that is utilized to charge the battery because it's more energy than is actually being spent. And it should, yeah, the flyback, absolutely, man. Like, okay, so I just got to piece all the terms together. The flyback is more than enough energy to charge what's been spent to power the rotor. So yeah, I definitely want to do that. And I mean, it's isn't the SG how it was identified, the flyback energy, like when it actually, you know, the batteries were checked and they were full. Well, we'll work on it. We'll work on it. I know the position. I'm not. If all that happens automatically, if we get the mechanics right, This is the important part right here. The coil's got to be the right size. The magnet's got to be, and we'll get readings similar if we do it that way.
And then when the charges change, everything reverses.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's what he's saying,
right.
I think. We'll see. He'll
What
correct me
kind
if
of
I'm
is
wrong.
it? Is it a rectifier diode or is it some other kind of diode? Flyback diode, right? It's going to be a flyback diode.
Okay, read it again.
When you energize the two ends of the coil, one side you give positive and the other you give a negative. At the same time, when you remove the charge, the coil, the positive becomes negative, the negative becomes positive. I get it. I kind of. But the diode itself, what type of diode is that?
Polarity flips, that's it.
Yeah.
So you want to set it up for when the polarity flips, or am I completely thinking about this
That's
wrong?
what it's describing.
Okay.
Those little ones?
All right, there you go.
Okay.
You want to set it up for the latter.
I have them lying around here somewhere. It might not be here in this room. But I do have those little 14007s. 007, man. I didn't even realize that. That is dope.
Yeah.
Set it up for when the polarity flips and dump that into the battery. But what do you mean by high voltage? I mean, we're using 108 volts just running this thing. So I can push yeah, I'm having trouble with that one.
Okay, so it's the voltage we're giving the coil is much higher.
The voltage is not. Yeah, I know it's way above like it's astronomical compared to what you're putting in.
Oh, there's a good 12V versus 500V. Holy smoke.
No, it's not versus, bro.
Oh, is.
Flyback
That's
12 volts will be 500 volts.
my bad.
It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. Okay, so that'll work. That'll be fun. But yeah, until I get like the actual schematic of like, is it a bifilar coil? Is it single file? Or does it not matter? Does nothing really matter? It's just the concept that matters. So amplifier bifilar, right? So it's like a transformer coil. You got your thick wire and then you got your small wire. And then one feeds the other, causing a BMF burst, right? That's how we got to make the coil. But yeah, let's do this. Oh man. I'm going to use some thicker gauge wire to make this connection, and better clips too. And they're not magnetics, so I don't have to worry about them gripping the rotor. We're gonna all the diodes. We're gonna run that AC experiment real quick. But the only, I mean, yeah, it would be fun to do, but I rarely use batteries. But I should become acquainted with using batteries, especially for the near future and prolonged future. So we reverse polarity and just shove it back into the coil instead of back into the battery. See, that's what I need, man. I mean, I'm working with power from the wall, so if I can utilize like a flyback that operates inside that, yeah. All right, I'm gonna try and do that real quick because just the way I understand it. All right, one more time. Boom. Okay. So,
Are you making a Bandini now, bro?
no, just like a flyback loop for my drive coil.
You have nothing in the works on the side?
Currently, I mean Bandini wise,
Mm-hmm.
I need more information, man. I need the size of the coils, exactly how much copper I'm gonna need. But yeah, I want to get started on that. I just don't want to look that up, especially if it's in the patent office. Maybe I could though. Yeah, so let me just do this real quick. I'm gonna put a little 10-volt capacitor on the end. And this in no way interferes with the drive, actual drive circuit, and it boosts it and it helps it out. Okay, that's pretty much just what I'm gonna do. We got those hooked up. Let's turn this bad boy on and see what happens. Now, this is a question, serious question. Do we want to put an on-off switch from the coil, generator coil, to the pancake coil? I'm gonna do it just so I don't know if it's gonna help, but we'll have control over that. Good. Here. All right, we're gonna take off here, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll see if it runs any smoother or longer or faster, better having that hook up on the edge of that.
Sounds good. Yeah, he said feel the currents on the pancake coil. He was doing that all like a lot yesterday. It was cool.
All right, we're gonna turn it on now, pancake coil.
Let me try to zoom.
Not much right now. Oh yeah, I'm starting to feel it. Where'd I put the compass? There it is.
Yeah, I'll get up for this one. We both have messed up tacks.
Look at the tack reading.
Don't we all, actually? Yeah.
No magnetic field at the current time.
Nothing yet. You may need to put a cap across the AC wires in the coil, a small cap, so it can oscillate.
Yeah, that's the cap kicking in. You hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
She does have flyback. My understanding of the flyback is functioning at the moment.
Oh, he's saying hook a capacitor up coming into this one.
He said parallel. I don't know what to do. Definitely had a load on it. Alright, I need 2 new clips too. I can't just... Should I turn this off?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I think. Because these wires are going to do what they want to do. But that one, see, there's only one drive coil, so there's no pickup coil. There's a generator coil.
All right, he said right between the yellow leads. Not safe, leave it on. It's just an AC current. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Where is it? There it is. All right. So
I'm way more scared of it than he is still. He's not scared of it. I am. But I will listen.
2 more connections. if I freak out on one of these wires, don't trip. I'm all good.
And in parallel with the coil. So yeah, you're right.
All right, so negative. And we're going to say the red is negative. This one. All right, parallel connection to the capacitor is complete. To the coil. Oh man, maybe I should hook up, for the sake of what we're talking about here, is another drive coil hooked up on the other side, that each coil can throw its energy back and forth to each other.
What are you saying? Why not two pulsed?
All right, apparently having the load, we gotta turn the switch off for it to gain some momentum. That was a really heavy load on there. See, I'm glad I put a switch in there, because it'd be crazy having to hook all that up again. What happened?
Oh, a little microphone clip. Okay, that's right. We should think about audio.
Oh yeah, my
Mhm.
fault. I'll speak up until we do get that. Yeah, I can. Sometimes I am talking under my breath though, because I'm like trying not to cuss or something. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this now. It's probably the direct. Well, I don't know. I mean,
That's right. I'm eating chips. I'm hitting my vape. Sitting down. Yeah.
so this is lackluster. I don't know what's going on here.
We're currently in the we're learning how to put together diagram phase. So it's gonna not have all the numbers in it, but we'll definitely get the components and the wires and connections
Yeah.
first, and then we'll probably need some help filling in numbers there.
Hmm.
Okay, cool. I used to work at Radio Shack. A long time ago, when camera phones first came out.
So I don't know what happened to all of our speed and everything.
Yeah, and I'll watch it and I'll help. I'll fill in for sure. Oh no, it's a few minutes behind. That's why. That's why we didn't know what he said. I'm sure it's different depending on signals and stuff. Because I think if you're like in a good signal, it's around 15-second delay.
This is discouraging. It really is. Because that's it. It's got to be something's not working properly. And it happens too much, man. Just there you go. Reset. Come on, man.
Sounds better than it did.
Yeah, but I mean, it's once it just hits that fucking plateau and it's like,
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I
It's got
hear
to
you.
keep accelerating. Yeah.
With the photo editor, Photoshop.
Yeah, we got John Bedini here.
Yeah, it's like I'm his trainer. I taught him.
Yeah,
This photo's
I'm
real.
his electrician trainer. I taught him everything he knows.
So he's saying, like, offers.
What?
Oh, I don't know. I think I might be misreading that.
Oh no, I make it look all fake, like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Me like feeling his muscle or something. And I'm like, yeah. Photoshop's what it's good for.
It's like, you know this guy? No, this photo's real. I'm 65 years old. Mm-hmm.
So we get a basic. See, the amps are not going down. And the first time I ran this thing, they went down to like 0.2. And it was going so fast. I didn't have my tach meter in the room.
Yeah, I walked around Rochester a few years ago. It's a nice place. Ten of them. Holy moly.
Well, I wouldn't send it to the power supply. I'd send it to the next coil instead of sending it to the power supply.
That's cool. 100 years apart. Our mom was born in 1950.
Oh, you build your own power supplies. That's awesome, Mike.
Nice, dude. That's sweet. No coils.
That's awesome. Lots of awesome. What are they called? 1956 and 1856.
That's just years that people were born.
Right, but it's significant.
Yeah, oh yeah, 100 years apart. There's correlation between his family and Nikola Tesla, and that is cool.
I think that's a good spot.
So just a capacitor and rectifier for power supply.
Well, what I have it doing is I have it going just to that coil, from that coil to that coil.
Yep.
No moving parts.
Okay, so grid power through homemade supply. Doubles the frequency.
Oh, so you get 120? Yeah, there you go. Approximately
Nice.
140. That's badass. My monitor only does 120. Well, actually, it does 144, but you gotta have two connections to make that work.
All right, I got about 10 more minutes.
Right. So we are gonna hit. See, it's over here, and I gotta move over there before the thing stalls out. I don't know. Maybe you could turn it on, bro.
What are we looking for?
The switch right there.
Flip it.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second.
Wow, we're feeling the frequency here because of how the magnets are hitting the coil. Well, that's probably just a table shaking.
You want to run the compass on it? Okay, so not like
No.
how we had it hooked up yesterday. Oh, that was directly into this. Yeah, I got it now.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was DC voltage. So this isn't the type of coil that's going to bounce at all on this thing. It's too heavy. This is more of like a Tesla coil because it's a bifilar pancake coil. Anyway, it is on now, and this thing is going at immaculate speed for it being on. All right, so yep, we're gonna call it here pretty soon. Just for now. Oh, that's what it is. This is no longer connected to this. Yeah, I hate these things. They just move around on you and they flip flop on you and all that crazy jazz. Could you give me the compass, please?
Yep.
See what I mean, bro?
Yeah,
All right.
you're good.
Yeah, I was right. I was right about it.
All right.
It needs DC to function, and it doesn't function very good at 3 volts. All right. I will make a coil that will work with that piece of aluminum for Lenz's law, and then I'm going to try and work it so the coil goes at the base of the pulse motor, and I put aluminum on the rotor, but I mean it's going to get so hot. That's the only problem. Anyway, it's an idea. We'll see how it works out. Thank you very much. Guys, I really appreciate you stopping by. Peace out. Have a good day. I'll be back later. Thank you.